have to cry no more. I tell you we won't, church. We won't have to cry no more. Hi, and welcome to another day. A day and a time in your home, in your car, automobile, YouTube, or wherever you may be watching this show today. We're glad to come into your house once again. We have another great subject and a special guest from our community. Her name, I'll let her introduce herself. But the subject today will be healing and mental health. Healing and mental health. And that is something that I think we all can use a little bit more information of on a daily basis. Call someone, tell her we have a very special program on for us, by us. And right now, I'll let you introduce your own self, Mrs. X.
Yes. Well, thank you again for inviting me on the show. My name is Sister Angelica X. I'm a lifestyle wellness coach, public speaker. I have a podcast called Healing With Angelica. I've been on the air for now 3 years now. We tackle the subject of healing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all things healing. So that is the gist of the show. From there, I was able to branch off to work with individuals and do workshops around healing. So yeah, it's been a healathon.
Well, let me tell you, and the thing is, why did you start what you're doing today and outreaching to others and with the information that you've come across for yourself?
Yeah.
Why?
I can say there was a time in my life, we all have those moments, but I went through a big shift during the COVID season from 2019 to 2020. I was going through a lot mentally. I got pregnant with my son. He's 4 now. But through those trials, I ended up developing a health issue that really took a toll on my mental health, to where I was seeking help. However, I was able to connect with people that was able to help me through that. And through that, I was able to self-heal myself through the diagnosis I had received. I had a thyroid issue at the time, and it was messing with my weight. I was having extreme anxiety, not getting any sleep. So I went into a state of just healing, I say, changed my diet, started monitoring just things that I was listening to, looking at, going back out in nature. And I would say 5 months after I started that journey, I was able to self-correct my thyroid issue. And so from there, I'm like, wow, if I can do it, then others can do it as well. So it really just opened my eyes to see how, my issue was bigger than myself, because I also seen other people going through the same thing as well in different aspects, but healing in different areas that was needed. So yeah.
And that's beautiful. And the thing is, a lot of times getting started is one of the big things that most things, regardless of what it is across the board, when we have nonprofit reaching out to help others. Mm-hmm. So how would it say that you got started, the how? Maybe someone would like to hear that they can't do this, they can't reach out. How did you get started?
Honestly, I seek help. I definitely say when it comes to getting started, it's always the how. No one ever knows how or where to start,
yes.
which you just mentioned. So in that aspect, I went to a person that was able to help me through that and actually help guide me through what I should do. Actually just reminded me of the power that I have within myself to heal. So that person was able to just be a reflection of me and show me, hey, you can do this too. So I can honestly just say it's like really just being able to be open enough to receive the help. I know a lot of us may be afraid to receive help, maybe looking at our situation as if it's not something that can be helped. But we all have the ability to heal mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So I think it really just, first and foremost, know that you need the help and ask.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. That's my grandfather always say, if you don't know something, ask somebody.
There you go.
I think a lot of times in the day we are so blessed with the internet, and we can get international information. We're not limited to one continent of information.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned something about 4 years ago, or was it 4 years ago that you actually got started? I know you spoke about your pregnancy and so forth. Is that when you really got started?
It was really after, it was after my pregnancy, and because after my pregnancy, I ended up developing a thyroid issue. Mind you, I was already going through a lot of trials within the pregnancy. The pregnancy with my son was actually my second pregnancy after having a stillborn. So I really didn't heal from my loss from my first child back in 2016. So going through that pregnancy, it opened up and reopened up wounds that I wasn't ready to go through. So I was going through this process of seeing the work that needed to be done from not healing from losing a child, and then having to deal with just the set reality of I'm about to have another child. So within that, it was just kind of like, okay, you know, what else can I do? You know, so from that aspect, it was really more so after I gave birth, and then I ended up developing again a thyroid issue. And then from there, this was in 2021, that's when I was able to self-heal my thyroid issue. And then from there, that's when I went ahead and branched off, because I wanted to let people know they can heal thyself. Okay. So that's when Healing with Angelica's podcast started in 2020. 2022. It was in 2022. That's when the podcast started. So I've been doing it now for 3 years, and from me starting the podcast, I've been branching off doing other things. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I understand. I know you were speaking of the physical, so we're dealing both physical and psychological healing. I know a lot of times it's not much talked about, but I had family members that lost babies stillborn and such. And even addressing the abortion issue that so many do not talk about. But it's once years ago, back in the 80s, when I was really fighting against abortion, because I began to realize the psychological issues that women had lifelong.
Yes.
Even when they had done themselves. And naturally, those that had nothing to do with it and lost children and stillborn, psychologically that yet affects them.
Yes.
And is that part of the healing that you would deal with or worked with in the mental?
Absolutely. When it comes to healing, we have to address the root problem, the root cause. And sometimes that root cause goes all the way back to childhood. A lot of us, I can honestly say, we're operating in our childlike space as adults. You see a lot of adults that are still holding on from trauma, from things that may have happened when they were children, and they carried it into their adulthood. I see a lot of, when it comes to the mental health aspect, it really stemmed from adolescence and childhood and what happened. I went and got some, I forgot what it's called. I went to get audited. And it's something through Dianetics. Within that, I was able to remember things that I went through that I didn't think about, of course, or not thinking about in this current time, but realize that, wow, that may be the reason why I'm acting the way I'm acting now. So it's a lot of us, you know, when it comes to mental health, not wanting to address those past traumas or issues and not wanting to bring it up to accept them. So it's a big thing of trying to accept things that has happened to us.
So it's a good thing, Mace, to bring them up or face them? Or?
Absolutely. You have to face them. It's like facing your fears. That's the only way you'll get over your fears. You have to face them. And it was, for me, it was me, because I got to a point, with my healing, before I started, actually going into my healing journey, all the stuff I was going through, it was me having this fear of dying because of what happened to my child and the medical, that was going on in the medical field, was COVID going on. However, I went within and trust myself, and most importantly, trust God. Went into that and just started praying and meditating more, which gave me more comfort to know that at the end of the day, God is all seeing and all knowing. And when you know that, you can trust that God will flow your life the way that it needs to. So it's just more so going within and trusting yourself, to where when we want to not address those problems, it kind of, stop us from actually going within, the deeper healing.
Yeah. And then I'm sure you have to deal with a lot of people trying to self-medicate themselves, self-heal in the negative way.
Oh, yes.
And, a lot of times we may see people that on the street or alcoholism or drugism, but because people just look at them as being a drug addict or something, not knowing where it stems. And like you said, getting back to the root, the real cause that caused them to be into alcohol, rather than just that, they just partied. And because a lot of times we have the pride, we sort of hide those things. We won't even allow ourselves to think about those things. The real reason. And the old thing said, why you do it? Because I want to.
Exactly.
I like to.
Exactly.
And by masking it and trying to have that sort of personal pride or something, you really, really can't get to the root until you get the trust for them to release. One of my favorite things I often say about psychologists and psychiatrists, that patient may go in there for ever how so long. When their mind, they're trying to tell a psychologist or psychiatrist what they think they want to hear, according to what they feel is socially norm. And so that psychiatrist, psychologist may never reach the problem until that person walking there one day angry. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of him. I'm just going to tell him like it is.
Yeah.
And then he said, now we're getting somewhere.
Exactly. There you go.
So you get a lot of that in some of your forms when you're working group or one-on-one?
More so with the one-on-ones, I can honestly say is more so of a lot of those that I do work with, they built a relationship with me to where they see me on social media, they see me out in the community, so they kind of like have this form of trust with me, to where when I do have clients come to me or they want to be my client, they're actually more open to me as far as discussing certain things, and I allow them to speak. I think it's different when, and maybe the mentality of some of us as Black people may not feel like we can trust people. So it's kind of hard for them to actually really be able to get to the root of what's going on if you're a psychologist and, in therapy and things like that. But it's really what I've learned from just coaching is that you can't make anyone do anything. You can't make them speak on things that they don't want to speak on. Give them time to speak, let them have patience. But within that, it's all about asking the right questions. You got to know how to ask the right questions to bring things up out of people. So being able to be a good listener, I say for me has been helpful for me to actually tackle, okay, you said this, why did you say that? Or you said this word, what does this mean to you? You know what I'm saying? So being really, open and interested in your client, for me, makes it more of I say like a peaceful and good session with my clients. So yeah.
Yes. And I think a lot, peer pressure. And when you say you're dealing one-on-one, you get that person along. I something related. I did prison ministry for years there for a while. And a lot of times when I'm one-on-one back in the room with one of the individual inmates, they have more pouring themselves out when you're able to really talk one-on-one. But I notice when they get ready to go out the door, for the population's sake, they bristle up like, hey, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know? They go through a little cool thing like, hey. But they only being along with them, we really get the chance to dig into some real deep issues. So I'm sure, how is it sometimes with the testimony you know that those have been benefit from your program?
Well, you said what testimonials have I gotten?
Yeah.
I just, I wish I had the pictures, but I don't. I had 2 males who completed the coaching program. It was a 12-week healing journey program that I have. And man, like they have, see, my thing when it comes to actually doing this coaching is actually applying it. We want to be able to give things to people that they actually can be able to apply to their day-to-day life. It's more than just talking, especially at this point, because people hear you, oh, that sounds good, but it's like, how is this going to apply to my life right now? So because I do personalized coaching, I make sure I tailor it specifically to what needs and what areas of healing that they are in need of. So like, honestly, like I still have a client now. He still comes and sends me pictures of things that he's doing. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So honestly, for me, it's just more so of getting that actual transformation of mind with my clients and seeing that it actually is working versus just, okay, I did it. Now what? You know? So yeah.
You know, and another thing emotionally, like, now, being a man, a lot of times, seem like women are more open when I am talking as far as certain situations than male. And you being a beautiful lady and the man comes to you, do they come attracted to who you are? Do they sometimes feel intimidated because, you know, as far as being helped? So I know you mentioned a couple of males. When the gender thing, is it easier?
Well, I actually don't get any, like, the clients that I have had, it haven't been any, like, inappropriate. Like, they literally come to me because they see that they see me that I'm doing this work and they need help. And they respect me in that area. So most of the time, with the males, what I'm seeing is that they feel more comfortable. To me, I feel like they feel more comfortable speaking with a female. Females, we hold that, you know, that nurturing energy, that loving energy versus possibly talking to a male about their situation. Maybe the ego or the pride, you know, as to, I'm not gonna, you know, express that to no male. More so of a letdown and being able to express what they may be going through. So I definitely see that when it comes to the male clients that I have had, being able to be more open in discussing the things that they go through, versus any of my female clients. My female clients are pretty much the same, but then again, it's also that that trust factor. Building that trust on both ends. So yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was headed at. Because the difference there, dealing with the male and dealing with the female, you know how that works.
Yeah.
Yes. And I understand the female because I guess are used to showing more of their emotions. There are more where they would open up.
Yeah.
Even to another female. And I can see why it would be male and female because it's just that reaction.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times with me myself, I had even like girls and grandkids and daughters, but sometimes the girls would talk to me like they would their mother, another lady, and mother, that that's your daddy, girl.
Yeah.
But they seem to feel, sort of open to that situation, yes.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit more about the programs you're doing. I think you had a flash drive up there earlier that, I don't know if they were loaded properly.
Yeah. I had, brother get I put some pictures and things on there, videos of work that I've done. So I've been doing this work now, like I said, for 3 years.
Yes.
And I just started my workshops. It's been a year since I started. Only been a year since I've been doing the workshops. I do public speaking. I speak on healing, health, and wellness. Because then again, like I said, as me as a lifestyle wellness coach, we want to tackle the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, right? Mind, body, soul, because that's how we operate. Yes. We can't leave out one and focus on another. We gotta focus on the whole. So, with me, again, I've been doing this now for 3 years in total with the podcast, and that went into getting into public speaking, being asked to speak at wellness places with people who do wellness, and I just been doing that, and my goal is to one day actually have like a healing center. I want to be able to have a space where people can come and actually have different areas of healing within the center. You have someone that can speak to as far as your mental health. You have someone there that can demonstrate yoga and ways to relax the body. We have energy healing, so I'm into energy healing, so we have Reiki and things like that to heal the body. Nutrition, that's important when it comes to healing. So we may have a person that's into the nutrition in the area. So I'm seeing this healing center as different areas where our people that are talented in those areas come together and be able to share their services. So that's my goal.
Okay. And you see you're seeing levels of success, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm grateful. Like I stated, been doing this work for a while. Honestly, I can say that I didn't think I was going to be doing this. Healing, where did this come from? But it was really all, I believe it's God's plan. If things happen in your life and you think life is supposed to go this way, and God turns it a whole different direction and puts you somewhere else. You're like, wow, okay, well, I didn't think I was going to be into this, but I guess so. So let's just do it. I always had this thing of being like a big boss at a corporate office and things like that. Like those type of, to me, those false realities of what life is. But for me, life is being able to give, to help nurture those that are in need, especially our people. So yeah.
Yes, I think, and a lot of times that happens when we look back and see things that happen in our life. Get older, you say, oh my God, it seemed like it was there all the time.
Yeah.
We didn't realize, but little incidents, things happen and sort of gather like a snowball going down the hill. And you said, my goodness, it started out as something so small. And I feel that a lot of those things are predestined. But we just ended up walking in the calling that we had no idea was a calling.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yes. I think one of the pictures flashed up on the screen was something in the videos, or did you have videos that you was going to share with us today?
Oh, yeah, I had a video that from the past event that you went to, Heal, Grow, and Thrive, A Journey to Wholeness, that event. It was a clip, but it was things with the clip, so yeah. Yeah,
but the thing is also, it didn't work.
No, it didn't, the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful clip, you and my mom, hugging and things like, I gotta see you the clip though. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, even without the audio, if Bob could bring it up, it would be, great.
Okay, yeah. If we can take the audio off, that's great. It was a great video, so yeah.
Okay.
Here is a short clip from one of Angelica's live classroom sessions at the Dayton Gym City's grocery store community public conference room, which Amaha Celestis is president. Angelica, a servant of Allah, God, a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, lifestyle wellness coach, public speaker, mother, and podcast host of Healing with Angelica podcast. Angelica X was born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. On November 9th, 1994, her determination, God's-friendliness, and divinely guided personality has aided in the work of healing and the resurrection of the unconscious people of the world. She has spoken at countless interviews, community service events, panels, and podcasts, including working with great names in her own community and in the Nation of Islam like Minister Noor Muhammad, student Minister Doc Wesley Muhammad, Brother Ben X, Rizi Islam, and National Assistant to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad, to name a few, is using her platform and voice to spread awareness on the health, knowledge of self-truth, divine value of the woman, and healing. She advocates for those who are making conscious effort to heal and live their heaven on earth. Now, through her podcast, ebook, Healing and Tribe Merchant Changing Contents.
Yes, we feed all the physical aspect, and you have little exercises during the sections I noticed being there. Mm-hmm. A little test, a little passed on, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. It was a great time. That's the time we're in right now. We're in a time of healing, of coming together in unity, and just knowing our divine potential. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned you're dealing with the physical, and didn't show the food that
The
we
food.
had.
Oh my gosh, I know. Someone was like, "Why didn't you?" Oh my God. Someone asked, "Did he get a picture of the food, a video of the food?" I'm like, "No, he didn't." But yes.
So the health issues. You used to talk a little bit about the diet to work also with the mental health part.
Absolutely, yeah. So when it comes to our mental health, diet plays a huge portion of it. I don't know if you ever heard the mind and gut connection. There's a connection within the mind and gut, and unfortunately, due to the chemicals that are in certain foods, it can alter the way that your brain operates.
Okay.
So there is a lot of food that may cause more anxiety, may cause more depression, may cause, intrusive thoughts, right? But we don't think of that because it's food. But when you really understand the way that your body operates, it works together. So when you're feeding your body certain food, it has to go somewhere to work, right? So one place it goes into your mind as well. The chemicals go into your mind. So when you actually are feeding yourself whole foods, fruits, vegetables, food that's actually grown. I strive to go to farmer's market most of the time to get my food, right? And then you actually, it's a science to this stuff, right? When you actually sit down and cook the food, because I said, I'm being funny. I said a lot of the newer generation don't know how to cook. We gotta go back to grandma, grandma's time. Grandma, like around that time, like cooking was like the household thing. That's what we did as Black people. We cooked. It wasn't a lot of fast food restaurants. Those fast food restaurants was more so like a treat. Like, oh, we go here, when we do something good. But we have made it our day-to-day lives, and it's really destroying our health, unfortunately. And within the chemicals that are in the food, it's not like it's something to where, okay, you eat something, you immediately get a reaction. No, the chemicals in the food actually alterate your body through time. So if you continue to eat certain foods that aren't good, you will start developing certain things. And, you got high blood pressure, diabetes, Alzheimer's, like all of these different health aspects that's going on with our people in the community, we have to really think about how the diet is playing a portion of that. So yeah.
Yeah, and you do go and in your class studies, you get the chance to talk about these things. Old saying, you say you are what you eat.
Okay, there you go. Yes, you are what you eat. There you go.
And I'm learning. I'm not fast learning.
Yeah.
And I understand even the oils and the type of oils that you cook.
Everything.
Affect you psychologically. Everything. And you don't hear no one talking about the mental connection with the food that we partake.
Absolutely.
Or digest.
Absolutely. It's a lot of they call it forever chemicals. It's in the food, it's in the cookware, it's in things we buy on an everyday basis, toilet paper, paper towels. Like, we are bombarded with so many chemicals. It's like really, really bad. However, I've learned, and what I was taught, with me, I'm being in the Nation of Islam, I learned about how to eat to live and fasting, learning how to fast those toxins out of your body, because in everything we eat, there is a small portion of poison in it. So we want to make sure that we don't consume too many things at one time, because it can bombard the body. It takes 24 hours for your body to actually digest food. So if you're constantly putting food in, you're not giving your body time to rest. So that's why, learning how to at least do 24, 48, 72-hour fast, which is what I'm getting back into. I had to wait until I was able to physically get myself in a state, because I lost a lot of weight with my thyroid issue. So it was really hard for me to actually do any type of fast. But I strive for myself to eat at least one meal a day. So
okay,
yeah, it's a lot.
yes. And I got that. And sometimes you need to eat 3 small meals or whatever. But yeah, I find myself eating a late breakfast most of the time. I think that's because of procrastination. I
know you talked about that. You talked about procrastination at the event. It's something you wanted to work on.
Oh, you remember all of that?
I remember that.
You're not supposed to remember that.
Oh, okay. Y'all didn't hear nothing.
And that's so interesting, because we don't put the two things together. I know I was somewhere, I was doing some study, and they were sharing, because our body, those the white blood cells and the other things that go to fight infections and germs in your body, they're overworked because there's so much fighting the food.
Yes, absolutely.
And when they're fighting so much of the negative things that are in the food that we digest, it has very little left to fight up the other ills that they were designed to. And I'm not trying to wrangle anybody's parade, but fast food is one of the most convenient things that we all find ourselves running to because of convenience. And of course, in any business, well, the normal business, you buy cheap and sell high. So you look for the cheapest. Am I saying something right?
No, you're saying everything right. You're correct. Talk about it.
So to make a profit, they're going to use the cheapest ingredients. And most time we go for the cheapest food outlets. And so we all looking for a cheaper, economically and convenience. But we're suffering our health.
Health, exactly. It's like it goes really, really deep, because when you understand just the condition that we're in, I truly don't believe that, because most of the time, sometimes it's not even that they want to purchase those type of food. Again, it's convenient. We have been made to be in this rat race of just working all the time. So we have a lot of people that's working. They don't have time to nurture themselves because they're trying to keep up with bills, right? Yes. It's this economical, struggle that we're going through. So when we see the next fast food restaurant, so we can just keep up, we'll go ahead and purchase it. But it's honestly just keeping us deprived from what it is that we truly need. And first and foremost, that's healing. And first and foremost, we always have to nurture ourselves, self first, self-preservation. That's what I believe. So because the way that society has operate, the way that we live, everything is just for convenience. It's not for nutrition. It's not for living. You know what I'm saying? So we don't think about the foods we eat because we're not thinking about how long we want to live. You know, we're not thinking about, what these foods is going to do to my body once I eat it. We're just eating it, right? That's a lack of knowledge. So yeah.
Yes. And it's something, it's not just the common everyday person, because I have got babies all over. Some of them are licensed nurse. Some of them are registered nurse. And believe it or not, they're just as bad as the general public. Because I talk to them babies, I say, girl, you know better than that. Is that what you're eating and you are RN? What you have? I tease one of my babies all the time when she's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I said, and we have a little habit. What did you eat today? And she'd get hesitant and be real quiet. Because she know what I'm going for. She said, ice.
Not ice though. Listen, the best thing too. You ain't got to worry about nothing with that.
And then sometimes when you confess, she said, well, I got to be honest, I had some pizza because I was in a hurry today. And I said, you guys are the ones supposed to be telling us how, and
we got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
A lot. And that's why I said it starts with self.
Yes.
We have to be the example. So, and that's where the trust factor comes in at. If you're, not throwing shade, nothing like that. But if you're a doctor, you're a nurse, and, you're overweight, or if you're eating all these foods and then you tell me, oh, you shouldn't eat that. Well, I mean, you're a great example, I guess. But, you got to make it make sense. So we got to be the example.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not calling any names.
No.
One of my relatives told me this, they was going to their doctor, and their doctor was telling them all the things they need to do, and they can't wait, and they said they were.
See, no, you don't listen to people like that. I'm sorry, you just can't, because you can't take them serious. You know what I'm saying? No, so you really open up the mindset of that doctor or that person that's told you to do that. Is it really genuine? Because if you cared enough, you would do it for yourself as well, So that's why, when it comes to healing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it all starts also with knowing thyself, going into education. Like, you have to know yourself, know the time we're in, and also understand your history, just things that we've been through and things that our ancestors have done so they can survive. We're not into those things no more. Our great-great-great-grandparents used to farm. We have to get back into those things, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't have to worry about the chemicals and so forth.
Yes.
And that is, something that I don't think we think about as much. My sister got me started now. Sitting in the grocery store looking at the label.
Oh, there you go.
And they keep changing the name. So you don't want it, what? They use a new name they call bioengineer.
Bioengineer, no. It's still genetically modified.
And that's what my sister says. Well, they often say everybody began to hear the genetically modified, and all of a sudden everybody become aware. So now they reword it.
Exactly.
Bioengineered.
Language. It's all about the language. It's all about the language. If they're able to alternate the language, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is better. It's the same.
Yeah.
So we definitely check those labels. I think for me, when I had my thyroid issue, I definitely made sure I checked the labels when it came to the added sugars. The added sugars can be anything. So I suggest if you're worrying about any type of, because sugar, we know sugar is really bad. Sugar is bad, and the best sugar is natural sugar, like this nice watermelon juice, fruits, things in that matter. But we don't know what these added chemicals are in the food. So we have to check the labels. If there's words on these labels that you can't pronounce, put it back. No, like, food should really we really shouldn't even have to purchase food that have all of these different ingredients in it. But I strive to stick to, you have to have at least 2, 3, 4 ingredients that make sense, that I know the word of, right? So yeah, it's a lot, and those different type of names and ingredients is actually the chemicals that we are ingesting in our bodies that actually is alternating our, the way that we think.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So it's affecting the mental health as well as the physical health.
Exactly. There you go.
And so they're dealing with a lot of artificials. I was told artificial flavoring.
Yes, stay away from that.
Artificial, but they got dill pickle taste, or they got
It tastes really good. They get you with the taste buds. It's really and they have foods that, like, they have certain foods with certain chemicals that will, I think, called MSG, I want to say MSMG or something like that, that will keep you like craving it. So hey, you probably got them bag of chips, it got that, that chemical in it, because it keeps you wanting more of it.
Okay.
Mentally. And physically, so yeah, it ties in a lot.
And with they talking about AI, today we are so advanced in chemicals that we can make something taste like anything you want it to taste, but it's not really that.
Yes.
And it's attractive and appealing, like you said. And then another thing, I'm just learning a little bit. I'm just talking to you, the professional. And I learned they talk about the dyes. The dyes also that affect the health, since we're talking about mental, and I enjoy talking about health both on the physical and the mental state, because I'm a little younger.
Go ahead.
And I remember when we slaughtered some of our own animals, and when I go to the grocery store, the person never lives on a farm, the redder the meat, the fresher they think. But if you've been on a farm situation and you slaughtered meat, the meat is never that red.
There you go.
So that red dye, I'm learning that has a big effect. And I think sometimes now they mention just a little bit in the health area.
Absolutely.
I think they mentioned a little bit, what was it, the Kennedy man is now in the health thing.
Yeah, he's removing certain dyes out of the foods and taking away certain foods. Like, if you look at other places, like I want to say like Canada and stuff like that, I think in the UK, like they don't have the type of ingredients that we have in our food. So and even if you look at the statistics of just the longevity of people here in America, particularly in the US, is completely, our rate is completely, our death rate is higher than those in other places. And we got to go back to what's going on. Like, and they say when we think about, the American Heart Association, we talking about, the heart, people with diabetes and all of those things. Like, where are these what is it stemming from?
Yes.
That's a big issue. Yes, the way that we think do play a portion of, our ability to sustain our own lives. However, so does food, so, I'm looking forward to what Kennedy will do, but it's also just us taking responsibility ourselves to just make sure we strive to not eat certain foods, no matter how much it tastes so good, right?
Yes.
Going back to actually getting in the kitchen and cooking food, right?
Yes.
It's really not, like, it's really simple. It's the simple foods that will keep you here,
Yes.
honestly.
Yes, and when you were talking about the sugars, I thought about as an American soldier. When we were in Europe, we learned the Americans have the sweetest everything in diet. But even the pastry in European countries is slightly sweet, but it doesn't have the sugary that we have that's appealing in the United States. which I understand that you share, is more detrimental to us, although it's convenient, and the more sugar give us a desire to have more.
Exactly.
And that, I guess they talk about obesity and so forth. All come from the mindset and how we partake in what we put in our body. And we put things in our body, you were saying, that we cannot even pronounce the name and the word.
No.
Beware.
Beware. That's what needs to be on these food labels. Beware. But they're not going to do that because we know that, you know, they're trying to make a profit, you know, thinking about that, being honest, you know. So it's more so just us taking responsibility of our own lives, you know, and knowing and getting the knowledge, you know, actually look up these things that's in the food. Don't be careless, you know. So that really goes just down to just history and how we've been made to just self-hate each other or self-hate ourselves, so we don't care about, you know, certain things in food or the environment that we're in or the type of information that we're taking in, you know, because we're not really focused on living. I feel like we're living in like a death culture. Like it's like a dying culture. We're not trying to live, we're not trying to thrive, you know, which is what we are actually, you know, made to be and do, is to live and thrive.
Okay.
So, you know, it's just more so just really taking ownership of your healing, of your health, actually understanding that there is a brain and gut connection, and anything you eat does trigger chemicals in your mind. I can honestly say, once I changed my diet and removed the added sugar, if I eat anything sweet, I can taste the sugar. Like, it's extremely sweet. Like, this is too sweet. So typically, once you do change your diet, and hey, it's gonna be hard because we've been made to eat a certain way for a long time.
Yes.
However, once you change your diet, your body is, our body is so magnificent that your body should be able to detect poison. So when you eat certain foods, you're able to taste the poison in the food, because your taste buds has changed, right? So, like I had an instance when I ate something, I said, this ain't right. Something ain't right with it.
Yes.
So, you know, I didn't eat it no more. And, you know, knowing that how beautiful our bodies is, right? And because we've been bombarded with all of these things, you know, the fake food, the GMO food, it's hard for us to detect those poisons. So we end up, you know, suffering from that. So yeah.
We have nulled our taste bud.
There you go.
We destroyed, you know, I was thinking when you were talking also, when I was younger, almost everybody had their own fruit tree. Or a small garden.
I've heard of that, yes.
Everybody literally, if it wasn't a peach or apple or plum, we had a lot of our own fruit trees that grew in our yard. And so now, yes, with the understanding, a lot of times people don't understand what not everybody pay a little extra to get what they call it
organic, yes.
And I had them ask me, what is that? So what is organic? And basically it's meaning not chemically fertilized and not chemically pesticide.
Exactly.
So all of those things that you're taking in your body.
Even the pesticides.
Yes.
In the food mess up with your digestive system and alter your brain. So that's funny that you said that, because like you didn't have to put organic on foods.
Right.
You know, because you know it's fresh. You know it's like nothing's wrong with it. But because they, you know, they're labeling foods and they put a high price on organic, kind of makes you think, is it really organic? You know, or like, does it really matter? So, but that's why it's so important. We got to get back to farming, get back to actually growing our own food, even if it starts in your backyard. Get a bucket, some soil seed, boom, there you go.
my sister-in-law is sort of old school. She might be watching the program. She's sort of old school, and when she told the family members, when you go to the farm and pick greens, she said, I don't want any greens that don't have a hole in it. And people look at say, what's wrong with her? Why does she want something with that have holes in it? And she said, simple. Because the bug don't want it, I don't want it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, see, smart. See, she's smart. Listen, like, and it's funny that you said that, because if we was to really get in tune with ourselves nature really shows us like how to truly live. Like you see the bees and the birds and what they do. Like we don't. The fact that the birds don't have to struggle to go get nothing to eat. Mm-hmm. They don't have to pay for no worms, no water, like we got to pay for water, food. Like, hold on, wait, this is it's not natural.
No.
So we have been made to be other than ourselves, act other than ourselves in an environment that is against our own nature. So like, she's right. I believe, exactly. If the bug don't like it, I don't need to eat it. So I will salute to her.
It's crazy. People think you become fanatical, but just the other day, or earlier this morning, I think it was yesterday though, I was in the store and I seen they had a discount price on a very low discount price on this product. I'm not calling any names, I'm not trying to get in any trouble.
Okay.
And just it clicked to me, recall, boy, that is pretty cheap. I mean, they didn't say recall, but it said it really cheap, and it cut the price so low that I got my phone out and got to Google. I said, was this such and such product every recall? And guess what?
It was.
It said yes. It had been a recall on it because it had some problems. And I said, and not the only one. I was thinking, a couple of things I did, and I actually went out of the store without getting a couple of things. They had a beautiful sales on a lot of things, but a lot of the items had been on recall.
Instead of just throwing it away, they're gonna still try to sell it.
Yes, yes, and it's crazy. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
But we talk. I'll be real when I'm talking.
Okay, we got to.
It's a real thing, praise God.
Okay.
Some of my family members now, they had the chicken flu and all that going on. My brother-in-law said, I will not eat a chicken or egg to 2026.
Oh, really? Oh, yes. Oh, my God. It was a lot of that going on. No eggs. Oh, yeah. The bird flu, all of that. It was a lot.
He said, well, they killed millions of chickens, but what did they do with them?
Exactly. See, that's something to think about. Okay?
And I've gone to a few outings recently, and they had some beautiful looking chicken wings, but I said, I don't.
Like, I'm going to have to rethink that. Yeah, they're doing so much, especially like, I'm a vegetarian. So the only thing I will eat is wild caught salmon. That's the only fish, but we don't call it meat because it's not a land animal. It's in the water. So I'm mostly vegetarian. However, there is so many things that are going on with the meat nowadays. Like even like you said, like the redness in the meat, they putting a dye on it to keep it, to preserve it more. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful as well of the choices of meat that you choose, because then again, like, your cousin or whoever said nephew, what are they doing with it after, all the little chickens die? What happens, So yeah, it's something to think about.
Yes. And like I said, when I was part of slaughtering the first cow, and we bled it, the meat never looked this red. Once the blood drained out, that meat is not red that in the store. So I know we talked about a lot of things today.
Yes.
And the time is coming near end, and you have different workshops. And how would a person get to know about your workshop? More information about food, health, and mental?
Yeah, well, I'm on social media. That's where us young folks all are. Social media, Sister Angelica on Facebook, Healing With Angelica. I'm on all social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Also, Heal With Angelica. You can email me, healwithangelica@yahoo.com. Also have a direct line, which is 937-313-2466. So you can definitely direct contact me. And we have I have a lot of things on there. So especially on my social media platforms. So yeah. Also I have a podcast, Healing with Angelica, that airs every other Thursday. I was going hard. I was doing every Thursday, but life has been giving me more responsibilities with going into the community and doing workshops. So I brought it down to every other Thursday. So definitely check out the Healing with Angelica. That's on YouTube and all streaming podcast streaming sites. So yeah.
Okay, so is that live, your podcast?
Yep, live every other Thursday. Yeah.
Every other Thursday? And that was Angelica?
Healing with Angelica.
Okay.
On YouTube. Healing with Angelica on YouTube.
Well, we're closing out. Last moment, look at your camera there and say what you want to say to the viewing audience today in closing.
First and foremost, I just want to say that you are loved, you are beautiful, and healing begins within. So just know that healing is a journey, but you should not have to heal alone. We're all on the journey with you. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you again for being our guest.
Yes, thank you for having me.